This is the most satisfying pen in the universe. If you haven't seen this pen before, you're in for a treat. How can this block of metal, essentially, be the most satisfying pen in the universe? I'll show you in about 3 seconds. That's how. Oh my god. I've had this pen for 5 years now, I think, give or take. Something like that. A good number of years. And I can tell you, this thing, it never gets old doing this. This is the Pen Type B. It's made by a company called CW&T. They're based in New York City. They're a husband and wife team, and every single thing that they make is amazing. It's extremely well designed, extremely high tolerance, extremely nice materials, made in the US, and everything they do is interesting. This is CNC milled out of two different materials. This is solid piece of brass, and this is, I think this is the aluminium model. There's a few different models that they have though with a few different materials. I really like companies that forego any obvious branding and just let the product speak for itself. And this is a perfect example of one of those things. If you haven't figured it out, it's the air pressure between the two pieces that's causing the satisfying pop. And I think that speaks to the high tolerances of this pen and the products of CW&T in general, I would say. There's a flat side, so you can lay it flat on the table and it won't roll away. And you can write with it either unsheathed like this, which is kind of how I personally like to write. I wish I could pen spin, but I definitely can't. Or alternatively, you can stick it in the sheath like this and use it. It probably isn't coming across very well on the video. As you can imagine, this is quite a heavy pen. It really feels like it has some weight to it. I personally prefer writing with it in its unsheathed state. I feel like this is a kind of very nice size, very nice, very well balanced, very well weighted pen. It really is a joy to write with this. If you ever go back to working in an office, people will know you're in the office every time you write something with this. The pen itself is designed to work with the Black Pilot Hi-Tech C cartridge, which is a very popular cartridge, and you don't even need any tools to replace it. You can even just use the sheath to unscrew this top part. It might be hard to see, but that is where they've hidden the branding. Right there. So it's obviously, you know, kind of expensive. This is $140 currently on their website. So it's obviously not the cheapest pen in the world, but this really will last a lifetime. Plan on giving this to my grandchildren. Considering the amount of joy just this noise gives me, which if it isn't clear, is a significant amount of joy. Yeah. I think $140 is an absolute bargain for one of these. So if you like pens, if you like writing things, if you like things that go, which I think is basically everybody, consider picking one up. The website is cwnt.com. They're a great, interesting team. They have a load of really, really interesting products. In fact, bonus product. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Bonus product. This is another product they make called Time Since Launch. It's basically a time capsule, essentially. And again, they make it in their studio in New York City. It looks like a work of art, just like everything else they do. And when it first comes, it comes with a pin here. And it actually comes in this really awesome sort of like, almost looks like a high security thing you'd see in a movie where this sort of lives, and you kind of open it up like a briefcase and then this just kind of appears there. And before you pull the pin, these numbers here are just kind of like going crazy, almost like there's a bomb about to go off or something like that. It's a very mysterious object, this. But as soon as you pull the pin, it starts counting up from 1. So these are seconds, basically. So it's been, I think the way that it works from memory is these are seconds here, so these are going up for each second, and then this represents number of days. So it's been 236 days since I pulled the pin on this. And the use case for this is it's supposed to sort of save and symbolize a significant moment in time. So, for example, you can use it for something like, you know, your kid was born, or perhaps you got married, or perhaps your favorite team won something, or whatever. You can really use it for anything. And I think the battery lasts like 100 years or something. Even if the battery does run out, there's a way of replacing it. There's even a way of figuring out, like, internally, you know, what the time was when this was pulled. So it's, you know, even if the batteries do run out and this is sort of discovered in like an old basement or like an attic or something in a few hundred years, theoretically, people from the future will be able to figure out what the exact timestamp was. So I think that is an extremely interesting product. I love everything about this, just like I love the Pen Type B. Everything this company does is incredible. So go and check them out. Go and check out their work. I can't recommend them highly enough. CWNT.com. Anyway, if you like this video, consider subscribing. Make new videos every week where we mess around with something interesting from the internet, basically. This video was brought to you by DeadeyeClub.com, makers of the Wishbone EDC slingshot. Head over there now and consider picking up their $100 Mischief Kit, which includes everything you need to start shooting a slingshot. The Wishbone itself, 3 replacement band sets, and some ammo. It's the most fun you can have for $100, and you'll be supporting the channel.